Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Hello! We are back. We kind of, Tuesday is boy and girl, and Thursday is boy and boy, you know? So.
Oh, yeah.
So, that's it, guys. Thank you very much. So, it's 7:15 here in Ireland. I hope you're having a great day. For those who are here in Dublin, thank you very much. I hope you had a great day. For those who are in UK as well, Portugal, most of you are in Europe. And for those who are in America, you're in the middle of your day. You just had your lunch. Now it's time for a good nap and go back to work. So, how are you, Wanderley, today?
All good, Stevan. All good. How about you?
Yeah. Good. Very good. So, today we're going to talk about self-forgiveness. And we will understand why this is important for us, why this is one of the key instruments to help us evolve and to help us to find our balance and our life purpose. Okay, but I won't give any spoiler right now, so we will discuss through to the next hour here. But before that, I will do the initial prayer. So
okay.
I'm gonna ask everyone to sit comfortably, if you can. Raise up your thoughts. Make connection with superior spirits. Send these good vibrations to our friends we know, we don't know, who are sick, who are suffering. Those who needs any kind of help. May the good spirits, the spirits who look after this program, good spirit from Spiritist Society of Ireland, stay with us and guide us throughout our conversation today. So be it. Amen.
So be it.
Okay. So, we have here Patrocínio José. Thank you very much for being here with us. Linda. Hello. I hope it's not too cold in Texas right now. And Dawn, 7 inches of snow, but the roads is already cleared. See? No? If you get to hear 7 inches of snow, call the helicopter rescue us, because
That's it. You can't stop.
they don't salt the streets, only the main streets. So people who are on a side roads needs to walk or do whatever. So good, Don. Good to know. 7 inches of snow. It's snow. You can build a snowman, you know? Yeah. Great. Kaka, thank you very much. Tatka. I hope you have made your coffee and ready to discuss. So, okay, let me see more messages here. Okay, Don. Yeah, don't leave snow plows. Okay, don't tell this to my daughter. Okay, Don. Yeah. And Linda, oh, Linda, you are in San Antonio. Okay. Spring day there. Yeah. Yeah, you are. You don't know what it Dawn is feeling. Yeah. But anyway, and the forecast here, we're gonna get some snow next week, starting on Sunday. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't
It is
see
what
that.
it is. It is
Yeah.
what it is. Okay. So self-forgiveness, guys. Today's we just kind of keeping on the same path. Like last week, we talk about forgiveness, but forgiveness in a broad view, in a broad concept. But now we're gonna be a little bit deeper on this forgiveness topic, and we will talk about self-forgiveness. What's the role? What's the main issues? How I need to behave? Where is my balance? So all this we're gonna discuss today. And again, don't forget to put your comments, to write your messages. All this will help us to develop here our discussion. So thank you very much. So let's go. Wanderley, I talk too much. It's your time to talk.
Okay, guys. So the idea, as Stevan said, since we spoke a little bit about forgiveness last week, we mentioned a little bit about self-forgiveness, but today we want to make it a bit broader to everyone and try to understand or try to explain why it's so important to us in our life. We have some people in the past who maybe committed mistakes. We have committed plenty. I have committed plenty. Sometimes we let it go. We said, okay, that's fine. That's okay. I did that, but I don't care. I'm going to keep going. But there are a few things that we do, or sometimes things that we think it's our responsibility, that aren't our responsibility, that we really push too hard on ourselves. There are some people, which I know, who are part of a car crash, for example. It wasn't their fault, but someone who they love passed away. And that person was with that hard feeling for more than 10 years in his life. So sometimes, even if it's not our fault, we carry as if it was. And that's a really toxic feeling, really, really toxic feeling. That's why, if you're taking the history, for example, let's take, since we are talking about Spiritism here, let's take the history of some apostles. Some of them, they were people who committed mistakes before, but they couldn't really go further if they didn't forgive themselves. But forgiving themselves and kept working. We're not just talking about, okay, I forgive myself and that's it. What I did is gone. It's not like this. As we spoke last week, there are some consequences of our actions. But if we don't really self-forgive ourselves, we're going to be stuck. To be stuck for a while, there is no problem. We always are stuck for a while in certain situations. But to be stuck for a long time, then we are having an issue. And this issue sometimes can be dealt maybe in a spirit center or in a religious place that you like, or with a friend. But we highly recommend to be talked to a professional, psychologist, or some counselor or something like this. So it's a path that we have to go through. And today we're going to be explain a little bit. We have to. Yeah. If you don't go, you're not going to be walking. You're going to be stuck. And today we're going to try to explore this. That's the beginning. What do you think, Stevan?
Yes, we have to. We you know why? Why it's too hard to forgive ourselves? Do you know why?
Why?
My concept is because if I'm angry with you, let's say when we close this talk here, I won't see you. so I don't care. Okay, it's fine. I'm mad with you, but I can get rid of you, whatever I want, and I can come back to talk to you next week when my feelings are settled and I'm okay. I say, hey, Wanderley, well, sorry, I screwed up. Well, we can do this. Okay? However, when we need to forgive ourselves, every time I look at mirror, I see myself. I cannot get rid of me. I cannot put me outside and say, okay, stay there while I am angry here. And when we finish all these things, we will have a talk and we can discuss. No, it's me.
24 hours, 24/7.
Exactly. If you like, if you don't like it, it's you guys.
Yeah.
And you need to forgive that person who you know. Doesn't matter if your acts are different or not, because most of the times, sometimes we do have one way to think, but when gonna practice or gonna put this in action, we do a completely different action. Okay, and some people, when they put this in action, they know they are doing the wrong thing. So how gonna deal with that? How are you gonna? So you need to be prepared to be ready to start every day a new chapter of your life. Because today, what is today? Today is the past of tomorrow. So if today is the past of tomorrow, you need to act today. Do not regret of what you're doing tomorrow. So that's my first thoughts. What do you think, guys?
Even, but you brought some kind of nice point here. It's all about ourselves. That's why, as you said, it's much easier to forgive the other. Because once you forgive the other, it's like it's like, as you said, you are dealing with this problem, you close the door, and that's okay. Even with your partner, it's with your partner, maybe you go and stay in the living room.
You go read newspaper, you go down something.
That's it. You put a headphone and you leave the person beside, and you forget. So that's why I mentioned in the beginning that it would be nice to find some professional help, psychologist, maybe a counselor, because a lot of times that's related to our ego, to our hardness of let it go things, because you don't want to accept that, okay, I made a mistake, but if someone else made a mistake, I'm able to forgive that person. Of course, depending on the thing, but eventually I'm going to forgive that person. But once it's you, because you are fighting against yourself, against your ego, you're simply going to say, no, I'm not going to be doing. Not because you don't want to forgive yourself, but you don't want to really to give, you don't really, what's that expression we have, Stevan? Dar o braço a torcer. You don't really want to admit that.
Yeah, you don't want. I don't know how
you
to.
Don't want. Yeah, we have an expression in Portuguese. I don't know how to translate, guys. But you don't want to admit to yourself that yes, you did, and now it's time to move on. You don't want to move on. And once you don't forgive yourself, depending on the situation, you are in a comfort zone because you feel bad. Oh, I'm the poor one. I did this. I don't deserve life. I don't deserve this. Once you go in this stage, anything which happens around yourself is not your fault anymore. Yes, it's your fault that maybe that action that you did, but whatever the consequence comes outside of the world, I mean, it's not my fault. It's my fault. The initial one, yes. But the rest of the world, it's still like I'm not having control. That's what I'm trying to say. But once you try to forgive yourself, once you want to put yourself in the center, you're going to have to take all the responsibility. And that's quite painful. To take the responsibility to say, I did a mistake. Okay, I did. With whoever person I made a mistake, I go there and forgive. I'm gonna ask forgiveness, but with myself, I'm gonna look at the mirror and say, Wanderley, I forgive you. But now it's time to work. It's time to move on. Of course, we have the
That's the problem,
classical.
Wanderley.
Yeah.
That's the problem because you need you. It's a two action step. The
Yes.
first step is forgive yourself. The second
Yeah.
one is okay. Let's stand up and walk again.
You walk again and keep going, because we are not, because if someone else fall down, you say to the person, come on, wake up and keep going. Why don't you say that to yourself? Because of our ego. Steve, I'm just going to interrupt here because Linda came here and she asked, because that's just complement on what I'm
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
here.
Good work.
But she's asking, how do you forgive yourself? Linda, I have no idea how to do this. I think no one knows how to have a proper recipe for that. But what you have to try to do is to look at the mirror and say to yourself, I'm a human. I make mistakes too. Is to accept that you are not perfect. Because if someone else make a mistake, Linda, you think with yourself, or let's say if you have a kid and that kid falls down, or that kid breaks a cup in the kitchen, that kid goes there, even break your favorite camera, you're gonna be mad, but you're still gonna say, she's just a kid, he's just a kid, whatever. You're gonna try to forgive because you understand their stage of infancy, that you understand that they're still in a childhood. You're gonna have to forgive, even like if you are a parent who has a son or a daughter who is around 25, whatever. If they make a mistake, you can be really annoyed, but you're going to forgive them because you're gonna say, he's human. He didn't know what he was doing, whatever. But we don't say that to us. We don't say to ourselves, sorry, you didn't know better, Vanderlei. Forgive yourself, Wanderley. You didn't know what you were doing, or even if you knew, you made a mistake. You took the wrong path. So, Linda, if I could reply your question with in a really simple way, which there is none, I would say you're gonna have to admit your fragilities. You're gonna have to admit that you have weak spots on your personality, and that takes time. And you're gonna still be making maybe the same mistake for your entire life. Some mistakes we keep doing them for the entire of all our life, and we're not able to change. Maybe not in one reincarnation. But what do you do? Because you make that mistake, you go there and kill yourself, like some people do. Poor of those people who do that. We are not judging at all here. We are not in their shoes. Or what you're gonna be doing? You're gonna be like a child, falling down in the floor and start to cry. If you are an adult, you cannot do that. You know that. So you're gonna have to keep going. It's your choice, but it's your responsibility to keep going also. I don't know if it makes sense, guys. I don't know if I replied your question more or less,
Yeah,
Linda.
I would say to Linda, we don't know because we everyone is different. Okay, everyone has your judgment of what is true, what is correct. You know, and instead of everybody thinks in a collective way. Okay, what is good for me it is good for the society. So we are not there yet, to be honest. Okay, we are not there. That's why, even though you start to think when you have to make a decision, when you have to do something, you need to you analyze it for different angles, and then boom, you make a decision. And sometime later, you harm someone, you screw up someone. Okay, always gonna happen. Always gonna have this. Okay, but at the moment when I would say one easy way to forgive yourself is do not take any decision when you are angry, when you are uh, nearly to lost your control. Don't do it.
Oh
Don't
yeah,
take any decision. That's the best. I think I'd say, I don't know what decision you have to make, but if you are angry, if you are very bad that time, don't make any decision.
Don't do it. Yeah.
That's the first step. This will avoid a lot of confusion in the future.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The first step for self-forgiveness is what you are doing today. I see here Don said he likes the comment, the idea that today is the past of tomorrow. It is. So stay quiet. I don't know, you guys, if you have watched the movie No Solar.
Also, yeah.
That is one time then the spiritual guide gave to André Luiz a glass of water.
Mm.
And he said it to Lysias. Lysias said to André Luiz, okay, take this water, but don't swallow. And yeah, those who didn't watch the movie, or at least read the book, yeah. And he said, but don't swallow. And the guy beside André Luiz was talking, and André didn't understand why he can't swallow. No? What the lesson Lysias was trying to give to André Luiz? It is better saying nothing and just listen. So my advice is, if you don't want to work the entire process of self-forgiveness, let's start to drink water and don't swallow. You know?
It's like, Steven, sometimes I think...
Let me drink my water, I have to swallow it.
But once we think about self-forgiveness, that's why I think a lot of times it's our ego and our selfishness who doesn't allow ourselves to forgive ourselves. Because imagine Steven now, okay? He and Chris, his wife, imagine if they make a mistake, whatever mistake. Imagine if Steven go there and takes all his savings and he tries to invest in something which goes wrong and he loses everything. Everything. He only has, his mobile phone and his kids. What would he do? Would sit on the floor and start to cry? He would say, okay, I did that. It's a mistake, but I have to keep going. Why? Because I have two mouths here who wants to eat. And they eat a lot. Yeah, no, I know that. No. They are quite, But what I'm trying to say is like this. Sometimes what it's for us to self-forgive ourselves, we have to have a purpose or a necessity, because you say, I must self-forgive myself, or I must keep going because of someone or because of something. Or maybe a mother who loses their child, but she has 5 children. She loses one child, and by some reason she believes that it's her fault that children passed away, or even if it was her fault, she would stop her life because of one children that maybe she made a mistake driving a car or whatever. How about the other 4? The other 4, they still need love. So self-forgiveness is not an easy process, but some people they try to hold on those other people, on this bigger purpose which they have in life, to say, I have to keep moving. I have to keep moving. Doesn't matter, because the punches, they're gonna come. Life is gonna get difficult, even more difficult sometimes, and you're gonna keep making plenty of mistakes. But what do? You stop living. Now you have to keep going. The greatest example that we have, at least I know, the greatest example which I know, and I'd say most of us we know here, and we always talk about him because, especially me and Steven, we are great admirers of him, is Paul of Tarsus. Paul of Tarsus, he was in charge of the death of the first Christian martyr, Stevan. Actually, it's the name of our friend here, Saint Stephen.
It's far away.
So
very far away from that, huh?
yeah, but
The only thing in common is the name.
that's it. So he was in charge for this death. And in the book Poem of Stephen, or in the Bible, we don't have many more names mentioned there. But there are some mentions that he was in charge of more Christians, that the death of more Christians. No one said he took the stone himself and killed, or a knife, whatever, but he was in charge of that death. And what did he do? Once he saw that vision that we believe was Jesus, but some people they claim it was a light or whatever. But what did he do once he saw that? Once he had that vision, he didn't stop on the floor, because he realized he made a mistake. Most of us, what we would do, we would say, "Okay, I made a mistake. Oh, I made this mistake. I'm not good. Oh, sorry, I'm so bad. Why did I do this? Why did I kill that person? Why did I do this? Oh, I'm no good." We sit and cry. No, he didn't sit and cry. The first thing he said, "Lord, what do you want me to do?" He didn't say to him, "But I did this, I did that. I'm no good. I killed someone." He just said, "What do you want me to do?" "Okay, I made a mistake. Okay, whatever. Life will fix it. I'm gonna try to fix this with time, but now it's time to work." He put himself to work. That's why Joana de Angeli says to us, whoever works for the other doesn't feel depression. I'm trying to adapt her words, but she says more like this, more or less like this: whoever is working for the others does not feel depression, does not feel the necessity of keep wandering around. He just keeps going because
Yeah.
he knows he must do something. And Paul did. Who would not say that in his nights of sleeping, maybe he was sleeping there, maybe not, for sure he had nightmares thinking about Stephen in front of him dying by stone. How many times he didn't cry himself and said, "What did I do?" But still he kept it going. We are not saying that we are Superman. Paul wasn't a Superman, that okay, I did this, I don't care. No, we're gonna feel, but we must keep going.
Well, forgive doesn't mean forget.
Yeah, what we do, yeah.
Let's
for sure.
remind this. Forgive is not get a magical eraser and say, "Hey, I'm forgetting what you have done to me, and let's go and move on." No way. No way. Okay? So, forgive is the moment when you recognize that episode, but you don't have that hate, that hard feeling about that episode. Okay? So when you realize you have screwed up, let's think that let's change the train of thought here. Let's, for example, hell is our conscious, because after we pass away, when we come back to the spiritual world, we will understand all the opportunities we have missed, and we realize that we did something completely wrong, that it was our purpose at the beginning, before we incarnate, and we starting to making this our conscious gonna be punishing us, like giving, "Hey, you did this, oh no, you screwed this, you did that." We started. This is the hell. Okay, this is the hell, and we just change this mind at the moment when we stop to have that feeling of self-pity, when we move ourselves from the position of victim to the position of doing something and doing the main character of the episode. Okay, what I did was really, really bad, and I need to fix this. and then you're gonna moving and you're gonna work in your virtues along with the good spirits, and then you prepare your new reincarnatory plan, and then you are here back again. So what I'm saying here, guys, do not push yourselves too hard because you can get anything. But at least what I'm begging you here is try. Start trying today. Start find the reasons why you had that attitude, that behavior. Try to accept yourself. Try to accept how you are. Because we always have in mind, I think the worst question is if you start to ask it to anybody, to the people who are surrounding you, how do you see me? You will receive a lot of questions you like and questions you don't like. Especially if you ask that question for someone who you have an argue with that person. Oh, they're gonna say, "Oh, you are a liar," or "You are a bad person," and so on, so on, so on, so on. And you know, but at the moment you need to face the truth. You need to face that. Okay, I need to change. I need to work myself. So please, just start to touch in that scar in a very, very slow pace. Okay? And don't put yourself in a self-pity position. That's the horrible thing. But we need. Okay? We need.
It's good you spoke about self-pity, Stevan. As we were saying, that's one of the worst feelings that you can get.
Yeah.
That you can have, because that's something which is quite poisonous to us. That's when we start to doubt ourselves. That's when we started to really disbelieve what things that we did. So that's, and of course, sometimes it's really hard to do that on our own, especially if maybe sometimes we did something which was quite harmful to ourselves or to someone else. Sometimes it takes an entire life for you to realize that what you did was the best you could do at that time. Because maybe in 30 years' time, I'm going to say to myself, what I did when I was 35, 36 was bad. Yes, but I didn't know how to do better. Today, at maybe 70, I would say, I know how to do better now. So I wouldn't do the same. So sometimes you have to understand that we committed some mistakes because that's the best we could achieve. Not because we aren't good, or maybe because we wanted. So once that path starts to go quite difficult, try to talk to a friend. If you don't have any friend, or maybe you are shy to talk to someone, maybe go to a religious place that you like. If you don't like religion, that's fine. Go to a group, group discussion, depend on the topic that you like. If you can afford, or if you live in a place where you can get some psychological free help, do it. Because I've seen so many people who they don't understand. Everyone can see around them that they have something which they're not able to really let it go, related to something which to what they did, to self-forgive themselves. They cannot live properly, and they don't want to admit that. They don't want to search for help. So let's try to be humble. And I know being humble, it's quite difficult once your mind is all over the place. But we have to be humble that we cannot do everything on our own. We need help.
And I
You know?
just adding, Wanderley, humble doesn't mean you need to neglect what you want.
Sure.
Humble
Yeah.
is accept other person point of view. And once you start to accept the other person point of view, you analyze, okay, I will keep doing what I'm doing, or I need to change my strategy.
That's it.
That's it. That's the humble position Wanderley is saying here.
Yep.
It's not a position, oh no, yes, I accept it. No, 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 no.
Everything, no.
No. It's listen and think about it. If you decide to change,
Good, but there are other points. For example, sometimes we listen and we think, but we still think it because we think we are too good, or we are in self-pity mode, that person is wrong. But analyze. If you are seeing everyone that loves you, everyone that more or less likes you, or everyone who doesn't like you, and they're all saying the same thing, come on. I mean, I understand that one truth told 1 million, one lie told 1 million times cannot become a truth. I understand that. But what I'm trying to say is like this. Everyone around yourself is saying, Wanderley, you are doing this. Wanderley, you are quite rude person. Wanderley, you are too bossy, whatever. I go to the Spiritist Center on Sunday, everyone is saying the same. I go at work, everyone is saying the same. I'm driving, I'm cycling, the person says the same. Come on. Everyone is saying the same, and you think it's only you who are right. You are the only one who is seeing properly. So sometimes, yes, listen to the people and analyze. But sometimes you have to understand that you don't have that ability to analyze because you are too influenced by low energies, perhaps. We can call that vibration, spirits, whatever name you want to give. Or sometimes you are too busy in life. You cannot see things. That's when a psychologist come in handy. Ask for help. Ask, because that professional is trained to see, to understand. Of course, not all psychologists they are 100% good, but that person is trained to try to help you, not to say to you what you are going through, but maybe to try to show you or try to help you to see what you are doing for yourself. And if you don't leave that self-pity mode, if you don't learn how to forgive what you did, you're gonna be stuck. Your life will pass and you're gonna be stuck. No relationship is gonna work, no job is gonna work, no personal project is gonna work, because you're still having that feeling hold you back.
mm-hmm.
Really,
It's like what Linda's saying here. Mistakes are part of growing up. We should learn from them. I completely agree. But the problem, Linda, is sometimes we make mistakes, but we don't recognize it as a mistake because we are too prideful, because we are locked in our own view and think we are the center of the justice, So that's the point. And when we realize we made a mistake, okay, that's so. I would say just adding, recognize the mistake is part of growing up. So if we recognize mistakes part of growing up, we need to work ourselves in recognize those mistakes. We need to better judge this. And taking the Wanderley example, if you have all people who love you saying you are great, and just one person who doesn't like you saying you're not good, listen that one person and say, okay, What's your point of view? Why you're saying I'm not good and everybody's saying I am good? Where at this point? So we needed to recognize our mistakes. We needed to work this. Also, Linda saying, going to Spirit Center help us get through our negative thoughts and emotions. Yes, help, of course. Yeah. We are in a very good environment. We receive our healing. We are surrounded by friends with the same vibration, same thoughts, good spirits. Yes. But Linda, I'm going to give you something. Why don't you start to make your fluidify water or magnetize water? What I'm saying, you are not going to the Spirit Center now because I'm thinking it's closed. But why don't you get a glass of water and do a prayer before you drink it? Prayer could be a prayer by heart, but you need to put your emotions there, or a prayer in what you're going to talk about. You're going to talk with someone. Hey, I need help to fix this. I need help to recognize my mistakes. I need help to find out the purpose of my life. I need help to find my pathway. I need, or thank you for all the goodness I have received. Thank you for my health. Thank you for the people who I know who are surrounding me. They are not sick. So talk. 10 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute, talk. And then you drink that water along your day, or you can drink one. This is a Spirit Center. Because the Spirit Center, the church, the temple, the synagogue, whatever is inside of you. Yeah. That places are nothing without us. The Spirit Center is there. But what the Spirit Center is doing now? We are not there. I know the good spirits, they use the Spirit Centers to help. I know that. I know I'm not talking about it. I'm saying is the Spirit Center is made by the community who's going every day to the Spirit Center. But today you don't have this community, but you have yourself. The only one who can change yourself, it's you. Yes, I can do that. I'm willing to do that. Perfect, Linda. Try this. I tell you a story. I knew a person. They believe in this fluidified water, and that person used to, even though the kids are grown up, they don't live with them anymore. That person put the water for kids. I don't know. You have 2 kids, 2 glasses of water. 3 kids, 3 glasses of water, one for each other. Okay? And then they used to do this prayer. If that water he just poured in the glass is starting to make bubbles, they say, okay, I need to call to G-Sun because they're in trouble. They need me. And 100% of the times when this father, that friend of mine, called to his son, they were not in trouble, but they need some kind of help, some kind of comfort speaking with someone. And this is funny because I was listening this week a talk on YouTube, and a person said she went to one of the best top qualified doctor in Brazil, He didn't say what specialty of this doctor. And this doctor used to have, no, he has a glass of water on his table. And during the conversation, their talk, they see that this person returned and the glass of water was there. And he was drinking a different water. And then she asked the doctor, "Hey, why you don't drink this water? Why you have this glass here?" And he said, "Because I'm seeing all the exams and everything. If the water starts to bubble, it's an indication for me that person needs a surgery."
Wow.
And he was not a spiritist.
But in Solar, André Luis does that once he goes to try to look after the new partner of his previous wife. He goes there as a spirit. He kind of puts his hand around the jug of water. So let's say he did a mental prayer. So he magnetized the water. So when the next day the guy took the water, the guy was feeling better. Yes, and that's the thing. Anything that we put energy, could be a water, could be a piece of bread. Anything that we
Oh
put
yeah,
energy.
I just gave you a glass example,
Yeah,
but you can
of
use
course,
whatever
yeah.
you want. Yeah.
Anything. So it's a matter of our energy. So whatever good energy you put there, that's why so many times Jesus said things about faith, that we must have faith. That's why he said to us that we should put our good thoughts into things, because any kind of material thing that you put good thoughts, that thing's gonna be energized. That's thing. What's the word of amuleto, Steven? The lucky things that people used to have. You know, we used to have that kind of. We used to take a stone and say, "Oh, that's my lucky stone," whatever. And with that stone, I'm not. Nothing's gonna happen with me. That stone is not something which is gonna be protecting you, but it's the energy that you put in there. So once you put energy in something, that something, is still a piece of stone, but it's your energy, it's your faith in a vibration that you are throwing to that thing that makes that thing to become more powerful. But does that stone become more powerful? No, but you are believing that. That's why once we believe in things, once we believe we can go, once we believe we can do, once we believe, uh, like the example which Steven gave, even if we don't have a spirit center open now, but I believe that if I go here and I open a book in the morning and I read one page only every day, and I do a 30 seconds pray, that's going to make my day better. If you believe, it will make your day better. Of course, it doesn't mean that you're not going to have trouble. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have a difficulties with your boss or maybe with your partner at home. No, because if I say that to you, I'll be lying. But once you go there and you elevate your vibration, once you go there, you start the day with that kind of thought. If something comes to you, you're gonna learn how to deal better. And in that time, once you make that, you read that book, you drink that water, you create that vibration, your mentor says, "Oops, I'm here. He wants help. I'm gonna try to connect with him." Once your mentor connects with you, he's not going to avoid all the trouble around the world with you for you. No, he can't do that. But what he can is, once the trouble come, I'm going to inspire Wanderley to take the best decision. That he can, and that he do. It's up to me to listen to, of course, his um, intuition, that we call intuition most of the time. So any good thoughts that you are really kind of throwing there, any good vibration that you are trying to raise for yourself or for someone else, is gonna make things easier. They're not to avoid any trouble, but if the trouble comes, you're gonna know how to deal better. That's what Spiritism says.
And a short, another. I remember another short story here. One friend, she's a spiritist, and she's part of a HR team of a big multinational company.
Mm.
And one day she was doing an interview process, and this candidate, a man, entered in the room, but she saw before he enters the room, Our Lady, the saint, Our Lady,
Mm.
in front of him.
Okay.
She was quiet, did the interview. This person got the job. It was the best candidate. He was the best candidate. And then he started working. Every time she was meeting this guy in the corridor, she always see that Our Lady in front of him.
Wow.
Okay, years passed. Years. 1 second, because I think we are hijacked here.
Let me check.
Let me block this guy here.
Jamil Atoda.
Yeah, I blocked
Okay.
him.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Okay, he's blocked. You will stop doing this. Okay. So anyway, years passed. I don't know, 1 or 2 years. That person, they become friends because they were working together, so they have more affinity, you know. And one day they were having a lunch, and they were close, and she asked to the guy, "Are you Catholic or something like this? Because do you have a devotion for Our Lady?" He said, "No, I don't even religion. I don't believe this."
Okay.
And she was quiet. She will not say to him, "Okay, because I see Our Lady in front of you." And then stop it. They changed the subject. Some days later, the guy came to her room and said, "Hey, do I have a minute? Let's talk. Remember when we were in the cafeteria and you asked me if I religious or lady? Why? I asked you. No, just ask a question. No, why? You must have no, because I." And then she said, "Oh, because I always see in front of you Our Lady." And he said, "It's because of my mom. She has a devotion of Our Lady. And every morning she prays to me, to Our Lady be in front of me."
Wow.
That's it, guys. Simple. The guy, he was not religious.
Now,
So-
religion doesn't play any part on our life. If you are someone who believes, good. If you are not, if you are someone who doesn't believe, you still can be an amazing person. You still can do great things. You still can be nice. So we need religion. Some people they don't. We need some philosophy. Some people they don't.
Yeah.
Like when I see, there is an astronomer. I think a lot of people he knows him, Carl Sagan. Whenever I, sorry, Stevan, say.
No. Go ahead. I'm deleting the comments here.
No, yeah, but is the guy messaging then?
I don't know. I'm just deleting here. I blocked him. Deleting
Okay.
him. Go ahead. The
So yeah, so the astronomer Carl Sagan, he didn't believe in what we believe in Spiritism. No, he didn't. But for me, he was one of the most brilliant minds that we had the last century, because he was open to spirituality, but in a scientific way. He wasn't open to spirituality in a religious sense. But he understood that the universe was so beautiful and big that even that thing that he called chaos, that beautiful harmony that we have there, is something that must have some kind of organization, even if that organization is a chaos. But he didn't believe he didn't need to believe in any kind of God. We in Spiritism, we believe in God. We believe in something. But he was a great person. You see the work that he did, it was amazing. So many people, they are doing a great work now with COVID. They don't believe in what we believe. If we say 1 centimeter of things that we believe, they're gonna think we are crazy. If you talk to them about reincarnation, oh God, they're going to stop straight away the conversation. But they are doing many more things that we are doing. So we need religion. Not everyone needs. That's why, at least for myself, Spiritism. If you go back to the beginning of the conversation that we were talking about self forgiveness, at least for me, is a good way to help me and to show me ways of doing that. Self forgive myself of my mistakes and try to forgive the others also. At least for me, that works. It doesn't mean that I do all the time. It doesn't mean that I self forgive or forgive. No, I don't. Because if I'd say to you guys I do, I'm lying, but I don't. It's hard. But at least I read a book. I read the works of Kardec and Chico Xavier, and I'm thinking, I cannot put that in practice 100%, but that makes sense to me. And that's what I'm trying to do it, you know? And that's something that you have to try. I think my voice is stopped there.
No, your voice is, we can hear it and you, but your image is frozen.
My image, a terrible image. Let me see here, yeah. But yeah, go ahead, Steven. Let me try to fix this.
Okay. No, the go ahead, guys, is 3 minutes to close. I hope this helped you and give you insights. Let us know if you have any questions. And meanwhile, I just share my screen here because today is the day. And you can see here. So today at 9 p.m., so in probably 45 minutes from now, we do have a Spiritual Light, a new program in Kardec Radio with Charles Kemp, Elsa, Nadia, myself, and Vanessa. And there's a brief discussion, not specific in the Spiritism, but it's about everything. And the first question today is, do we have a soul? So please join us in 45 minutes. And also on Saturday, on the 6th of February, our dear friend, Flavio Zanetti, he will give you a talk about the Leon Denis. Remember that we said Charles was the first one who gave this talk. And we are and every month we will have someone talking about Leon Denis. And if you remember, Flavio was with us on the 7th of January, and he was talking about Leon Denis, and he said, oh, I needed to do something about the Celtic Genius and the Invisible World books from Leon Denis. And there we go. This is the time. So Saturday, 4 p.m. UK time. I know it's early for you guys in America, but if you can do an effort, you can see, you can watch it. If no, it's going to be in our Facebook, in our YouTube, and you can watch it later. But don't miss, Flavio Zanetti will talk on Saturday about this Celtic Genius and the Invisible World. Okay? So, no announcements more. Let me remove this. So, Wanderley is still in trouble.
Can you hear me?
I can listen to you, yeah.
But my camera is gone.
Yeah.
Okay. So
No.
got my battery. Yeah.
Okay. So, once again, guys, thank you very much. It was a pleasure to have you here. Thank our friends from America, from Ireland, from UK, from Brazil, from Portugal, from Poland. It was a very nice discussion. I'll see you on next Tuesday with Nate of part 2 of our talk about the law of equality. Okay? Wanderley, take the opportunity. We're back. Can you do the final prayer?
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. So, for those who feel comfortable, I'd like to ask you to close your eyes, to take a deep breath, try to raise your thoughts to the good spirits, to God, to our Master Jesus. Let's ask support and guidance to our decisions. Let's ask wisdom for the challenge we're going to have to face. Let's ask patience for the things that we are not able to deal yet or to fix it in our lives. Let's ask clarity in order for us to see better what is in front of us. May be difficult, but with the support of our mentor, things might be a bit easier and soft. May the good spirits help each one of us here, and may this light be spread to those who live around us, who lives with us, to those in the streets, to each one of us around the world. May our hearts be touched by the good spirits. Thank God, and so be it.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much, Wanderley. Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys. See you
Have a
guys.
nice
Bye.
day. A lovely end of day for you guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.